Hey, we are going live. Today's just a Q&A, so I don't have much prepared. Actually, I have nothing prepared. I probably should have done something, but I can begin by telling you that I will answer questions, and one thing I need from the Facebook crew is to let me know if you could hear me. I actually switched mics, which you can see right here. I have a kind of a nice mic here, right there, that I haven't busted out in a while, but since I've been using um, like Facebook Live pretty often, I thought, hey, I'll bust out this mic. Hey David, what's up? Thanks for joining over on the YouTube side. Just Q&A today, so I don't have anything prepared. So yeah, I got the new mic on the YouTube side. I'm still using the iRig mic cast, which I plug in just to the earphone jack there. Seems to work pretty well. At least people can hear me. And again, on the Facebook side, I see someone hopped on over there. Can you let me know if you can hear me? And I'll actually type that in. Can you hear me? And at a good level. Not too loud. I hope I'm not clipping. I haven't adjusted. I actually just got back from a coffee shop. So I went to this place called Feed, which is in town. A little farther than where I normally go. The other place I go is just a coffee shop down the street. They don't have as much food. This other place, well, it's called Feed, so they have more food, you can imagine. And it's pretty good. It was quiet, like ultra quiet when I first got there at about, it was like 7:10 or something, and there was like no one there. Totally empty. I thought they were closed, but it turns out they had opened at 7 and it was just pretty quiet. So cool. I see a few people over here. Tahana, thanks for joining up. Good to see you. I have your email, by the way. Thanks for sending that. And I have some ideas already. And Diedrich, I think is how you pronounce the name. Thank you for joining us. Your first time on. So normally, Diedrich, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but normally I will like have some kind of prepared thing that I'll run through. Usually it's pretty loose, and then I answer some questions. But today, per the suggestion of people yesterday and the day before, I'm just doing Q&A, just straight up. If you have questions, let me know. And I see Mahina Sam over on the Facebook side says, you can hear me well, and that's awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, this mic's pretty good. It really it's pretty directional, so it doesn't get the outside noise so much. It's pretty quiet here, but occasionally um, a motorcycle will drive by or something like that. So since I don't have anything prepared to talk about, if you have questions, please do type them in. Otherwise, it could be a short one. So a couple things. A couple things to note is that I have noted suggestions that people gave me yesterday. So one, especially about the vlog stuff. So pretty sure I'm going to be putting out vlog content which is not related to internet marketing, which is kind of what I normally do. So that will be just other stuff that I'm interested in. And some of the ideas were to see my desk, so slightly around productivity, which is a mess, and I actually noted that I will wait until my desk is messy. So I won't stage it, because that's the thing, like I have the opportunity to make it look like I'm really organized and stuff, but I'm not always organized. I'm organized with very specific things, but not everything. So the result is sometimes it's just a mess around here. About once a week, I clean up. I end up having all these Post-it notes laying around because, well, they're just everywhere. So, D-Card, what's up? Thanks for joining up. David asks, when does YouTube get a new mic? So, cool thing, for the YouTube Live, I'm already using the iRig mic cast. And if you're interested in the the equipment that I use, there is a video on YouTube on my channel somewhere, and you can check that out. I got some cool new equipment also, like a new camera and a new microphone for the camera. But I was gonna say this mic is just hooked up via USB, and whenever I'm shooting like screen flows and stuff like that, it will be through this mic. So it should be a little cleaner and stuff like that. I like gadgets and tech equipment and stuff like that, which is why I have like the little iRig mic cast, and I have a lav mic, and then I guess I like audio, and then I have this dynamic mic. I play the guitar a little bit. I'm not very good, and I go through phases where I play it more often, but like 10 years ago I bought this mic from Guitar Center and recorded some stuff. Why, I don't know. I'm not that good, but I think I thought it was fun to record stuff. So I have this mic, and then I realized last year that I could probably use it for just voice stuff, and it actually works pretty good. So, all right. Yeah, and Tahanis says I can show the before and after of my messy desk. That's a good idea. I think that could be a whole vlog episode where I just go and clean up around the house, which is my number one form of procrastination, is to go clean the house because it feels productive, but really you're not doing any like productive work. But if you're out there in the living room, if I'm out there sweeping and vacuuming or whatever, then that'll oh, there's a good question over there. I'll come over there in a second. So procrastination is a big thing that I work on. And Garab I guess it's a comment. A session on Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, and articulation of the data would be awesome. Oh, that's cool. So Google Analytics, that's something I could look into, and always good suggestions, Garab. And the thing is, I don't do much with the tag manager or tracking like to that level, but that could be something that I'm going to do. And then Diedrich says, is the stream down for me? Okay, so other people are losing. Okay, so looks like YouTube is crashing over there. And Brian asks, why don't I use a service to stream on multiple platforms? That's a great question. Brian, what platforms do that? Actually, I know that Webinar Jam is supposed to be adding that really soon, but I haven't looked into it. And to be honest with you, I'm just sort of experimenting, so yeah, I'll just ask what services do it. And yeah, so I've experimented for a couple weeks here, and I think Webinar Jam is supposed to add it soon, and when they do, I'll get into it. And let's see. And I have no clue why it's not streaming. And the thing is, I don't know what I can do. There's like no way for me to chat with people either. So this is kind of sucky. Let me check one thing. All right, is it, are we back streaming over on YouTube? Okay. All right, so people are coming back. Thanks. Cool. All right, you didn't miss anything other than me struggling here for a second. So it's a little funny because we just upgraded to like fiber to the house. Okay, awesome. We're back. We're back now. So we have like fiber to the house now. So now like we can upload at, I think it's like 70 megs per second up, which before we were only getting like 4. So yeah. Okay. It's down again. This is crazy. All right, Brian, thanks for letting me know about the multi-streaming stuff. See, the thing is, since I'm just testing it, and I'm not sure like if it's a viable thing to keep going, I probably won't like pay for a service in the short term. The other thing is definitely on either one of the platforms, like I don't know um, I don't know like how much control that I have to that, or I guess of the material and who it's shown to. So Facebook is a great example. I know for years, people were building up their Facebook groups, and then all of a sudden, Facebook, they started charging for the actual, I guess, real estate on people's feeds, right? So you used to be able to post something, build a Facebook group, and then you post something in your group, and your people in the group would see it. Then they started changing that, where you had to pay for ads to actually get it shown. So anyway, okay, so people are moving over to Facebook because of the audio. All right, interesting, interesting. And then over on the YouTube side, it looks like people hate the audio over there and they really like the audio on the Facebook side, which is funny. So I could actually do a test on this. Interesting. So Brian says he likes the Facebook quality more than YouTube. So this is a good little test. Actually, I have another microphone that I could test for my iPhone. So the cameras that I'm using my laptop over here on Facebook, and it's just the FaceTime front-facing camera on my laptop, and then I'm using my iPhone 6 for YouTube, and I'm streaming from the app. But what I can do is I will actually test. This will be a good test. I have another mic that I can use on YouTube somewhere. I have the mic somewhere. Okay. It's right around the corner, so I'll be right back here. Yeah, so ideally I would just use one like stream or one service and be able to, get all this done with one camera so I don't have to mess around with things. So I'm going to mute it over here on YouTube if I can. Okay, so I changed to this lav mic right here to see if the YouTube audio is a lot better now. So over on YouTube, is it better than this is the other thing that I was using, by the way. So it's the iRig Mic Cast, like this. Okay, so it's much louder and clearer. Cool. Okay, so this will be like the most boring video or the most interesting if you're into watching someone struggle with their technology. Thanks everyone, by the way, for helping me out here. So the thing is, this lav mic is powered, so there's a little watch battery in here. So it's on the little watch battery, and then I guess it has like a little preamp, so it obviously like boosts the signal before it goes into the phone. This thing is not powered, and it has like a little high-low switch on there, which I could show there. That's not really in focus. It has like a high-low switch, and then I have it on high, and I guess like in a pinch, like you could do audio interviews. I think it's for like group interviews. I could just set my phone down, we could chat, and it does good enough if you edit the audio in post, right? So I can't like edit the audio, which I basically always do unless it's live. Then I can't do shit with it. So I just have to deal with what happens. And I see a couple questions. Okay, so cool. Thanks everyone for letting me know. I could go with this setup from now on. And Steve, awesome. Thanks for joining up. By the way, I see you accidentally joined. And thanks for all your help, by the way. And then Tahana is asking, is the stream live on the NSP page on Facebook? No, it's actually in a Facebook group. It's like niche framework affiliate something or other. It's in someone you could find it later, but at this point I'm just streaming from. I'm not sure the best way for me to be streaming on Facebook for maximum reach or anything like that. And I'll also mention a funny thing. I end up with I try and keep Facebook like for family and friends generally. The thing is, I have like hundreds of friend requests for people on Facebook, and if I actually like if I friended everyone, I'd have like 1,000 friends, but I don't know, who people are or anything like that. And I know there's probably like the right way for me to direct people towards my, I guess like my public, I don't know what you call it. It's like the public figure page, right? So I'm a blogger. And people could like follow that. And that's really what I would prefer, because sometimes I publish like my personal family, like pictures or videos, or other people tag me. And no offense, but I don't want like random people all over the world, seeing my family vacation pictures. So there's probably a better way for me to do it. And if you have like tried to friend me and I didn't see it, it's because I get like, 10 per day or something. So if I don't check Facebook, which I don't check Facebook every day, all of a sudden I have hundreds, and I basically, if I'll only friend someone if I've like interacted with them a bunch or I know them personally. Basically, I look to see if I know you personally, if I've met you like in real life or something. So cool. All right. So overall, a couple things that we learned. I think the Q&A has been more helpful for me so far. Is that the audio on this thing kind of sucks, and the powered lav mic works a lot better. Even better is this microphone, which it's an Audix. It's an Audix microphone, and it's one of those like pro deals. So it has like an XLR output, and then I have to plug it into like a USB like preamp, and then that goes into my USB hub. So it's much cleaner audio, I imagine. And it's like a pro level. I mean, people could like tour and like play music through it and stuff. And it's very durable. So, okay. And Tahana suggests I could ask for liking my business page on Facebook live sessions, YouTube, blog posts, and so on. That's true. Yeah, and she also mentions people might not be aware of the other pages, so they're trying to like my personal profile. That could be true, and the other part is like I comment and interact in Facebook groups using my personal profile, and then people try to like that. And I guess the thing is, like, I don't like Facebook that much. Just whenever I say this all the time, whenever I hop over to Facebook just for a minute, like I'm just gonna take a quick look. Next thing I know, I'm scrolling through the feed. I mean, they know what to show you, and then I can't do anything about it. I realize a few minutes later that I'm wasting time, and then I hop off. So overall, like, I guess I'm trying not to invest too much time on the Facebook part because I don't enjoy it as much. Am I leaving money on the table? Probably, but really, I mean, it's just, I'd prefer to spend my time elsewhere. YouTube seems pretty cool. And Kaylee, oh hey Kaylee, what's up? you feel the same way. Yeah, Facebook, I mean, the algorithm, it's built to like keep you on there and show you stuff that you'll spend time on. Um, and I have definitely noticed, like if I check out a couple pages and interact with that page a little bit or a specific Facebook group, it of course Facebook will start showing me that stuff again and again and more of it because I've shown some interest in it. And it seems to be weighted very much for like recent interaction. So if I checked out a Facebook group for a couple or like yesterday, it'll show me a lot of that stuff today. And then Tahana says, is it possible to switch the business pages for Facebook groups? I think there's like some way to like transform something over, but whenever I've looked to do it, I've gotten a little overwhelmed with the, I guess, options that I may have, or the information wasn't 100% clear to me, so I just stopped and continued on with my day, basically. So, all right, what other questions do we have? What other questions do we have? And Brian, by the way, over on the Facebook side, thanks for letting me know about that multi-stream service. I will check it out. And as I mentioned, Webinar Jam is supposed to start offering like the multicast thing. And Webinar Jam is a service that I pay for anyway. I've had it for a couple of years now, and I think it's like $400 or $500 per year. So it's a tiny bit expensive, but it does automate a lot of the process of running a live stream, and they have a nice interface to actually run the live stream. Once you get the hang of it, you can basically run a webinar by yourself without too much preparation. In fact, I can't remember, but I think today a video went live on YouTube. I scheduled it to go live, and it's just me setting up Webinar Jam. I believe there's an affiliate link in there, so if you actually if you think you want to run webinars and stuff, you could use my link, and it'll help me out. So, let's see. And Steven mentions that the ads on the Facebook news feed can be annoying. Yeah, they're definitely annoying. So, and I'm definitely guilty of running ads at times, but I haven't recently. In fact, I'll mention when I think at the beginning of this year, I sort of like refocused, and I think if you're watching this, you probably followed for a little while, but a lot of those ads on Facebook are like, hey, you can run Facebook ads to build your business. So it's like really circular. It's a bunch of people trying to sell like marketing services to marketers using I don't know. Again, it's really circular. So they're like, hey, run Facebook ads. I've built my business on it. And they're selling a course on Facebook ads. So it's kind of weird. So the thing is, I do have the option to run ads and go to paid traffic routes, but I made a decision early this year not to do that, to focus on non-paid things that I have to sort of be creative with and look to actually do the work, right? Because if you're looking at running ads, you're trying, not always, right? But in my case, it would be trying to look for a shortcut to build my email list without doing anything aside from purchasing the leads, right? So that's when it comes down to it, when you look at people that are selling those courses on Facebook, advertising, it's basically around, buying leads to sell a course later and making the math work for that to happen. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do work. So I ended up doing webinars. So I bought Webinar Jam and I did webinars every week. These daily sessions are part of the outgrowth of it because people like to attend these. So, and for these live sessions, it's a lot less preparation than me actually having to prepare a whole presentation. I will mention though, there is a webinar tonight at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so that's GMT minus 7. If you go to my website, you should be able to find the opt-in for it. There's a replay, so if you can't attend live, you can get in there. It is a new topic, by the way, one that was suggested earlier this week, or maybe last week, on interlinking your site, so adding like internal links through your site. And we have a question over here. Iris asks, when I create a niche site, what social accounts do you set up? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, question mark. Do you set up Gmail or do you just use whatever email address? So generally, yeah, the ones that you mentioned, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, are the basic ones. I may do a LinkedIn, but it doesn't really matter too much. I usually don't set up a Gmail account for a new site, but I will have my email address, like doug@somedomain.com, and then I'll add that to my Gmail account, basically. So I get the email all in one spot. I don't want to have to like check a bunch of different Gmail accounts. So generally I just have the email address at the domain and I have it sent over to my main Gmail account. And you can set up as many social accounts as you want. There's like dozens and dozens of them, so if you just look around, you could find more places to sign up, and that's totally fine. As far as like how much you get out of it, I'm not sure. I just set up those few, mainly so the site looks like well-rounded, like someone is actually doing stuff with it. All right, and then Tana asks, do I segment people on the email list and customize email content based on that? No, I should, but I don't. I have it sort of set up to do that, but I'm with Aweber, and when I joined Aweber, they didn't have a very good like segmentation or tagging mechanism. So I created a few different email lists. So I had some where people were interested in like PBN things, and some others that were just general. Turns out like I have some visibility on like what people are interested in, and one thing I could do to segment, right? So let's say I wanted to have a product on productivity. I could look at my emails that I sent out that were related to productivity and see who opened the emails, and then I could tag them with like productivity and then send them a sequence of emails. Like a campaign is what they're called in Aweber, but I could send a segment, a sequence of emails based on like their interest. So that's not hard to set up now on Aweber, and I could make it 1 or 2 emails, or I could make it 15 emails where I send them a bunch of content related to productivity, maybe videos related to productivity, and then if they're interested, I could say, hey, like do this survey on like a product I had an idea of. Good question. And then Tana also asked, what about new and existing subscribers? So the best that I have right now is around, I have like ad tracking, so I could tell like where people signed up from, but I don't really do too much with that. And Leo's on. Thanks for joining up. Appreciate it. And then Ira says, speaking of productivity, do I use to-do list or do I find them counterintuitive? I kind of use to-do list, and my notebook isn't right next to me here, but yeah, so I go back and forth, so I kind of have like some bigger tasks for the week. And then I have like some throwaway things that I can do when I'm not so, or I guess when I'm less focused, and I can just do some faster stuff. So like today, for example, for this week, I knew that I wanted to write a new post for Project Go White Hat, which takes a while. So I knew that I would have to draft it, edit it, or outline it, draft it, edit it, move it over to WordPress at some point, grab some images, edit it again. That's actually coming out next Monday, by the way. And then actually I know for the next couple weeks I'll be doing Project Go White Hat blog post. And then the other thing is I'm adding like new products or not new products, but new bonuses to the 5-Figure Niche Site course. So that's on like not link building, email list building. There's going to be something on non-Amazon affiliate programs, so outside Amazon, beyond Amazon, and those things I needed to like add some information about that to my emails that I'll be sending out like next month, and that stuff takes time because those are brand new things I'm going to have to work on. So those are sort of big tasks that I know I'm going to be working on for a couple weeks. So I have those main things, try to work on those earlier in the day. And then I have like some other stuff like catch up on email, which I'm kind of bad at. Just kind of bad at it. But it turns out it doesn't matter that much. I answer the important ones right away, and then some other stuff that can wait a couple days, it'll take more time. And then I have a couple affiliates that I'm working with. I'm slowly rolling out an affiliate program for people that I've known for years basically, and they're comfortable working with me. I'm comfortable working with them. I know they're legit people and they're not taking advantage of their audience or anything like that. So I just have a couple people I'm working with, and that sort of stuff I can I have like a couple to-dos where I just want to create their affiliate account, send them an email, make sure they have what they need, and just touch base with them. That's that kind of stuff. Okay. And then the other part is like there is some counterintuitive stuff with to-do lists, but I think the way I use them is generally okay. And then I hear YouTube is down again, which is unfortunate. And Don asked, how much time do I spend on those emails? It depends, so shorter emails, only like a normal weekly email that I might send out only takes me 10 or 15 minutes to do. I usually keep them kind of short and sweet. Those tend to just get more clicks. For like my launch emails for the course, some of those are like pages and pages long. So those can get pretty long there. Okay. And then, cool, thanks to Hunter for letting me know. And of course, the longer emails, those can take a while to write. So if it's 500 words or so, it could take me a couple hours to write. And then, of course, editing takes a while too. I need to always edit more. And Steve mentions someone's course on email marketing. I'm not familiar with it, so you'll have to take Steven's word on it. Okay, any other questions? If not, holy cow, 30 minutes went by, although I guess a lot of it was me just messing with the microphones here. Okay, so Iris asked, do I sit down and plan out a series of emails to load into my autoresponder for each niche? Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, I guess so, right? So if I actually am going to build an email list for a niche site, then yeah, I'll put some emails in the sequence. You got to start with one. I don't go crazy with it. I think when I first started an email list for a niche site, it was 2 or 3 emails. That's it. And then as I published more content, as I had more things to offer up, I would add more emails, right? So I think at this point there's probably like 20 emails in the sequence for and just as a reference. So I have one email list for a niche site as like 2,500, and then I have another list on a site and there's like over 10,000, I think, or at least it was over 10,000 until I trimmed it back recently. And in that case, I think there's like maybe 10 to 20 emails in the sequence, but like anything, like planning out I mean, it's just content for your site, right? With a goal of, either selling an affiliate product or driving people back to your site to spend time on it. Maybe it's affiliate content, maybe it's to build trust and just have people on your site. But in any case, it's just like any other content. You have to plan it out and that sort of thing. Okay, any other questions? I see Charan asks, can I help with software to find newly registered domains? I'm not aware of any, but to be fair, I don't know anything about that. I've never looked into it, and I'm not 100% sure why you're looking for newly registered domains. There must be something out there, though. But sorry, I can't help. And let's see. Okay, any other questions out there? If not, okay, and Jace, I think is how you pronounce the name. And it's just an open Q&A today, so this is anything's on topic for sure. The question or statement is this: when examining a niche, if the top 10 have a few sites like Wirecutter or CNET in the top 10 and maybe two low DA sites mixed with a couple e-commerce, should we avoid? It depends, right? So like any good question, the answer will be it depends. There's way too many factors, and hopefully, right, you're not looking at like one keyword, right? Like you're looking at a dozen keywords or so that your site can grow into at some point. So I would say if it's what you described, I'd probably go for it, but it depends on, what's your budget, what's your timeline, what keywords are you looking at. I'm sure there's going to be some variation. The thing I would recommend is like definitely find keyword golden ratio keywords to go after. But based on the question that you asked, there's too many factors. So, and then Paul says, do I build email lists for my niche sites? Sometimes. So if yes, do I monetize it? Yeah. The thing is, right, so you should probably only do things for your niche site that are going to make money on the other side, right? So there's absolutely no reason to do an activity that has no ROI, right? That'd be crazy. And how do you monetize it? Basically, there's two things that I do. So one, you could send emails out that get people onto your site, right? So if they're on your site, that's a good thing. And then the other part is you can send people to affiliate reviews on your site. So that's a no-brainer. And then the other thing is you could send emails with affiliate offers for products that may not be Amazon. So just like any other email list, you can monetize it in those ways. The thing is, right, most people build email lists too soon, right? They build email lists when they don't have traffic on their site. Like they hear people talk about building email lists and they have no business building an email list because they don't even get traffic on their site. They don't have enough content. They don't know how to do the link building. So, it's kind of pointless. So I would say unless, you have a site and you're getting like hundreds of visitors a day, there's no reason to build an email list. Okay. And Steven asks, what actions have I taken to recover the income I lost due to the Amazon new commission update? So I'm in the middle of it right now. So to fill people in, Amazon changed the commission structure on March 1st of this year, and a lot of people had their revenue go down. Like the majority of people had their revenue go down. Mine went down by like 35%. Some of my friends, their revenue went down by between like 10 and 35%. Most people it was 35%, by the way, that I've talked to. So I haven't done a ton of stuff, but through like the magic of the keyword golden ratio, my traffic has continued to grow, even though I haven't done anything on my sites for about 6 months. However, right now, and starting like 2 weeks ago, I started hiring writers to put more content on my site. So my plan is to recover some of the lost revenue, that 35%, by adding more content on the site. I don't have a solid number of how much content, but I'll probably roughly double the content on my site. So that'll be, hundreds of pages, somewhere around 500 or 600 pages of content. And even if all of it isn't, I guess, affiliate reviews, it'll still boost the revenue. Okay, and a couple more questions because I gotta go. But it's good that there are so many out there. All right, so I'll do one YouTube here, and then I'll do one. I see Paul has one over here. And Best Bong says, I'm learning and building my first affiliate site. I'm seeking employment in digital marketing. How do I recommend selling myself and generally obtaining relevant career experience in the industry? So I could only tell you what I think. So I created my own experience in digital marketing. I didn't work anywhere. I had a corporate job before. I'm not sure if you know much of my history, but I would say build your site, do stuff, and then interact with influencers like myself. There's a bunch of other bloggers that do stuff, but I hire either freelancers or I'm starting to hire some people from the audience. However, other than this, I don't mention it, right? I don't ask for people to send me stuff. I end up hiring people that have emailed me with results of stuff that they've done and implemented. So I'm only dealing with people that, or from the audience that I've cherry picked because they are taking action, they're getting results, and they're doing a good job. So it happens occasionally, but it just happens to be that my business is growing and I need help with certain things. But as far as getting relevant experience, it's pretty tough. I mean, I think you have to be, it's tough to cut through the noise, because the fact is I get a ton of emails where people are trying to pitch me something, and I delete most of them because they're trying to pitch me something. So as far as getting other experience, if you can, work for a marketing company for a little while and learn some skills on someone else's dime, that's a great way to do it. And Best Bong, good luck. Hopefully I told you something helpful. Paul asks on the Facebook side, what are my thoughts on paying for a sponsored post as a way to get links from other blogs? Generally, no. I have a feeling that will be less, I think so many people are doing that now in a year to 18 months. Those are not going to be as effective. Google will see sites that, maybe they were a pretty legit parenting blog for a few years, and now it's just a bunch of paid sponsored posts. There's not much new content. There's a bunch of just garbage on there, which I see often, and then they allow people to buy posts. I mean, those are probably not going to be as effective. So anything that can be done at a scale where marketers are going to abuse it, those will be less effective. They could be effective for longer than I said. Maybe it'll be 2 years, but I mean, at some point, it's not going to work as well. So I would say maybe, but tread lightly. I wouldn't make it your only source for backlinks. If it was a supplemental source and you were able to get a few backlinks from it, maybe it's not too bad. So, okay, that's the last one on Facebook, and I think I saw one more. over here. And Tahana says, I think once I found a website where you can pay people to film and report about reviewing your website, you can get opinions on design, layout. Yep, I think I've heard of that too. And then Leo says, for the new content, is it 50% informational and 50% review? So interesting thing, Leo. So the content that I'm adding to the sites, on one site, so I'm adding like hundreds of articles on 2 sites. On one site, I have too many like review posts and like product related affiliate posts. So right now I'm adding 100% like informational things, right? I'll probably tweak it back pretty soon, but in general, like right now, I'll probably add like 100 articles of informational stuff only. Now, I'm still gonna put affiliate links in there. I'm not crazy, but it won't be like a review on like best Pilot pen. It'll be like how to use a Pilot pen, which makes no sense. And then on the other site, Leo, I am adding mostly affiliate content because it was balanced the other way. Like it was originally, just, or at this point, there's probably 100 posts and most of them are informational, and we're switching it back over to be like more affiliate based. So I'm balancing it out. I'm truing it up again. And then last question. Ashad, how much budget would you require to start a niche site from scratch? Like I said, the best answer, or the best questions have the answer of it depends. So at a minimum, you probably need like $200 or so. You got to pay for hosting, probably a theme, a couple little things. If you want to like buy a bunch more stuff and like kind of launch it in a minimal way and cover your expenses for the first, say, few months, maybe like $700 to $1,000. But I mean, generally, if you can get hosting, you don't even have to pay for a theme. You could use a free theme from some of the automatic themes are fine. They look really good and all that. So, okay, cool. I think I'm going to finish up. We had a long session today. Really appreciate people joining up. And if you're watching this later, you can you can ask questions in the comments. You could actually that'll help a lot if you like, especially if you're watching live on YouTube. I think if you like double tap on the screen, it'll like it, or if you could do something to like interact with it, that's super helpful for me. So I really appreciate it if you could do that. And by the way, I'll have data on this and I'll share it with everyone because I'm doing these live streams more often. I'm publishing more stuff on YouTube, and like the data is interesting. I'm trying to like grow the channel and stuff. So I'll definitely share the results after I get a little bit more. And I'm going to do a couple tests, which I won't mention it until after I do the test because I don't want to screw up the data or anything. But okay, cool. Thanks everyone for joining. I'm going to get out of here, and we'll see you next time. See ya.